I'm sharing my screen, and yeah, looks cool.
So for you, like the conference, it's going smooth.
Yeah, I was out for a couple of hours, but looks good. I have a couple of meetings booked in the second half, but yeah,
Nice.
it's good. Looks good.
I know the Alexei, so yeah, then we can talk. It's like not, it's more conversation about presentation of the company. So, um, Olya, are we ready to go? Yeah, we are
Yeah.
already on the stage, and I'm glad to present our next speaker. It's Muhammad. Muhammad Waqas Khan from Quali. He's the technical product manager, and he will be presenting the topic from game dev to hell to publishing heaven. So please take a word, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you. So hello everyone. I am Muhammad Waqas. I'm a technical product manager at Quali, and I've been at Quali for a bit more than 6 months. And I basically represent the mobile publishing team. So anything from the tools side of mobile publishing, anything that they need in terms of platforms, tools for A/B testing, for game settings, for anything, I take care of that. And the first project that I've been working on for the past 4 5 months now is to create our new publishing platform, which I'll be presenting today. And in that, I'll show you a glimpse of how the platform would look like. Why are we creating that platform? What are the longer term goals of the platform as well? So without further ado, I'll share my screen, which I just tested, so everything should work. There you go. So I'm gonna put it on a slideshow very quickly. Okay, so basically the idea is, and the title of the presentation is From Game Dev Hell to Publishing Heaven, which is obviously it's just a fancy title, but the question that I would want to ask and answer in this presentation is that what would your perfect game publishing experience looks like? And in order to do so, I'll start with the question of why. I mean, why are we creating this platform? There has to be a reason. So, when I was assigned to work on this product, the one thing that I needed is inspiration of why we need this platform. Um, I mean, we have to invest time, money, resources, so there has to be a good enough reason to do that. In order to do, I did a bit of a discovery, and that basically made me realize that the game development industry, especially the mobile games, is going through a rough patch. And there was a time where you could create a mobile game which would run for, for a small time. It would give you a good adrenaline rush, and then it basically shelved. And that was the era of casual games. Now, when I was doing the research, I got this term a lot, was the hybrid games, which are go- taking the good things of the casual, but you have to create more complex and immersive gameplays to get longer term retention. And you cannot just get the player engaged for once and then it's done. You have to create features, functionalities, that brings the players back to your game as well. So um, the question was clear, but the answer is still not clear. I mean, no one has a end-to-end idea of what's the issue and what can we do again to be to create a more successful mobile game publishing industry again. So, in order to create a scope for the MVP, I want it to be a small scope. The reason for that is I want to progress more as not just a product manager, but as company quality. We are also a developer as well. We have our own studio, so we understand this problem. We are going through this problem as well. So there's no one solution to this problem, so we'll keep on growing as a platform. And that basically made me create this scope as for the MVP is we want to build a space for learning and make your games better. Now it's very important that we keep learning because, as I said, the problem is still quite vague, and the solution is not really clear. So we need to keep on learning, and this platform that I'll show you later on is going to keep providing you learning materials. and you can keep on learning and keep make your games better. If you have a concept that you want to transform into a game, this platform is for you. If you have a game that is not ready for publisher to get on board, this platform is for you. If you have a game that you want to show the publisher and you want quality to be involved with, again, this platform will work for you as well. So in order to dive deep into this why question, I wanted to ask the same question in a different way, that what would your perfect game publishing experience look like? Everyone has their own definition, but a few of the major points that I receive in my discovery, in my interviews, within the company and outside the company, is that your game publishing experience should be intuitive. It has to be self-explanatory. It shouldn't take much time. You don't need to be tutored a lot. The experience should be quite clear and straightforward so that you can get your prototype or your soft launch as soon as possible in the market. The next thing is data driven. As I said, this hybrid space is not going to work if you don't have your data pipelines, your data analytics sorted out. You have to make decisions with a proper end to end data analogies. You know where you're heading, why are you heading in that direction. Every answer to all of your problems should be data. It has to be zero cost. The publishing. So basically, as I said, in the hybrid games, they're not that simple as casual. You have to create more complex and immersive gameplays. So you already have to invest a lot in the game already. So your publishing experience should not cost you at all or very less. It has to be fast, and key KPI data should be plugged in. They both work hand in hand. So if you have an idea, if you have a good game, your publishing experience should be very fast so that no one beats you to market. But in order to do that, you have to be plugged in with the key KPI data. So you know your checkpoints. You should know that if you are creating an A/B test, you should know that what will be the progression point that you can keep on investing in that feature. That basically comes in if you have proper KPIs set up for your features, for your games, and you're continuously checking in when you're creating new features. Easy access to tools. Now, this is very crucial that you might think that your game is really good, but if proper tools are not plugged in that are giving you proper data, your aggregations, your analytics, that your game is progressing in the right direction, it's basically you're heading into a blind spot. So you should have easy access to tools. That's what this platform will bring as well. And last thing, which is again very important, is game trend insights. You need to know that the idea or the category that you're working on, if there's already been some work done, and if it's done, if they were successful, or if they fail, what decisions you can make different so that you can, be a success in the same category. So in the next few slides, I would show you how the platform would look. It's a CMVP. I'll show you how we'll improve the platform as well. But just a few things to start. The first section is this onboarding. So it's very seamless. You can just come in, you can connect your Google account, you can set your theme, whether it can be dark theme, default theme, or your own logo. Just make it your own so that, if you're coming onto the platform, it feels like it's yours. That's basically the idea that I was going through when I wanted to have the themes. But that's first. Onboarding is free, as I said. You can come in, you can set up your own organization, and you can continue to do so by adding more users in your organization. So you might be a small studio, and you can create your own account, and you can add more users to your organization with the specific permissions that they can see only this specific sections and these specific games, and that basically will add users to your organization. You can create your own small studio inside the platform. The next and very important is games. So you can submit your game, you can manage your games directly through the platform. You will be able to have a straightforward and a very simple mechanism. You will have a form. That form will basically allow you to add more details of your game. If you have any creative videos that you want to add, if you want to integrate Quali SDK, this is very crucial. So what we have created is a lightweight automated SDK that you can integrate in your system directly through the platform. You don't need any manual intervention. So you can integrate the game, you can validate the SDK if it's done properly, and that basically gives you core analytics of your game directly inside the platform. But if you don't want this platform or this SDK to be in your game, that's fine. If you have any other external SDK or any other external platform that you are using for your analytics, that's fine. You can connect it, and we are happy to move forward without Quali SDK inside your game. So it's not mandatory, but if you want to do so, you can do that directly through the platform. Also, on the games, you will have the opportunity that if you submit a game, there will be a button called request feedback. That button basically triggers notification to the quality team, who can then add feedback directly on your game on different areas of your game. So, for example, if they want to provide you feedback on your game mechanics, they can do that directly through the platform. You will receive a notification when a feedback is added on your game, and they will receive notification if you have provided response to the feedback. It's a back and forth communication, and that's what I want to empower through the platform, that communication between Quali and anyone, any developer, any studio around the world can directly have communication with the Quali team. That's what we are thriving for. Next up, we have discussion forum. That's where if you have an organization that you have created inside the platform and you have like 4 or 5 developers or QA working, you can create your own organization, your own studio on the platform. And if you have any issues, whether it's game related or legal related or anything about the game, you can create a ticket directly on discussion forum that will trigger real notification to the actual team sitting behind this platform, who will respond to you in within 24 to 48 hours. Now the issue can be as generic as you having a bug on line number 496 in your Unity IDE, and you just take a screenshot, you put it here, and quality team will resolve that issue in the best possible time as possible. So again, the idea is that as the problem and the solution to this hybrid space is not really clear, we want to encourage to open communication, and encourage communication between Quali and anyone. And if we can help you or assist you in any way, shape, or form, this is your section to work on. Next up, knowledge base. This basically is the promise of the first line, that we want to create a space for learning. So for learning, this section will give you 2 specific areas. The first is how to use this platform. As I said, your publishing experience needs to be intuitive. So this section will have end-to-end videos, explanations of how to use this platform, number one. And number two, there's a section called Quali Academy. This will have learning materials from our team, from our content team. This will be, a result of 400 plus individuals that we have at Quali. We are working to create these learning and coaching materials for the developers. It will continuously updated as the industry grows or change, and we'll keep on updating this Quali Academy section so that you have the most updated learning experience that you have. If you find something that is not there in the knowledge base, you can just create a ticket in the discussion forum that we need this learning materials as well, and our team will take care of that accordingly. Next up, we have files management. This is a very cool feature. This basically allows you to manage all the files of your game directly inside the platform. So when you create a game on the platform, it automatically generates a folder for you, and you're allowed 2 GB worth of space initially. But if you need more space, you can create a ticket and we'll assess your need and we'll increase your space. But if you want to manage all your files, all your folders inside the platform like a file explorer, you can do that directly through the platform. There is another side of this platform, which is the Quali portal, where we have the similar features, and we have a real team dedicated to the platform who will actually respond to you, work with you. So whatever you're doing here, the quality team is getting notified, and they have lead times, meaning that they have to respond to you in a specific amount of time, which will be available on the platform. And that's the idea of opening the communication channel between quality and developers around the world. But this is just MVP. It's nowhere near to provide you a solution, but it's one step in the direction that we want to take. But the question is, how do we keep adding relevant features? I mean, when a solution to a problem is not clear, the next steps are also not clear. So what I ideally wanted is to create something that I want to call hybrid roadmap. What we are working on is to create a mechanism where anyone who has a say about what an ideal platform should have, there will be a form for them available publicly. They can basically pitch their features that they want to add on the platform, and our technical team will assess the features, will evaluate if it has, the technical adaptation, or if it's relevant, and if it's feasible for the platform. We will approve it, and we will basically populate our backlog. So every rollout that we want to have in the next quarter, this will have one specific amount and allocation of time for any feature that comes from this hybrid roadmap. And we already have a long list of developers that we want this hybrid roadmap to go to, but we will expose this form to everyone in public, and they can pitch in their features. If it's accepted, you will A, be recognized, B, you'll be rewarded, which is obviously not clear what the reward would be, to be honest, but it will eventually be something that we want to acknowledge that this is the feature that you wanted, and this will go in the next quarter. And for this, the next thing comes in, that what are we launching in the next quarters? So I don't want to make it an yearly follow up in the next features. So this will be quarterly, either quarterly or 4 months, that I want to keep on adding to the platform so that it keeps on getting better. We are also considering to partner up with external services that we want to bring into the ecosystem, so that we want to solve the problem, and we might not have all the solutions right now, and we want to partner in with external services. If they want, they can provide services through the platform, and that's what we want to solve. We don't want to be one-stop solution that Quali has built, but one-stop solution for whatever is being good being done in the industry. We want to partner with them, so that's another direction that we are exploring as well. But in the MVP, we're launching core game analytics, which is comes from the Quali SDK, developer Quali communication, training and coaching material, central game management from the managed games, the feedbacks and everything. Files and feedback management will also be done through the platform. Portal guide of how to's, videos explaining you how to use the platform. Notifications and alerts. It will have real time notifications of anything that's happening in your game, or from quality team adding feedback to your game, or answering anything on your discussion forum. And the last thing is quality support, which is a real team working behind the scenes, who are not just customer support, who are actually people inside the game industry that can help you in the longer run as well. What's coming next? So I want to go in deep into the testing part, which is the CPI testing, qualification scenarios, KPIs. So as Quali, we want to provide you some suggestions in terms of KPI setup. So that will be your qualification scenarios, events management for the games. So we want to customize and make absolutely automated how you manage events inside your game, and that will be managed inside the platform as well, whether it's game player created, player killed, or level clear, anything that will be managed through the platform. Games management from the publishing side, I want to work something from the quality's perspective as well, of how we can best use the platform. So it will work in both ways. And the last slot that I've kept absolutely empty is the interactive backlog, whatever comes from it, or any focus groups, or if you want to do bug fixes, which there will be. Phase two is going to be coming somewhere in October, which will have games community. So we'll open the games community for everyone. So anyone in the world can interact with anyone else in the world, and they both can solve the problem through the quality platform. So we want to connect everyone in the game industry to work together and have a collaborative environment as well. I want to test more for the platform by adding creative tests. marketability tests running directly through the platform, and the last thing is the interactive backlog again. Phase three coming in January, somewhere in January, which will have finance and billings through the platform as well. You will be allowed to do the all the IAPs, all the financial decisions directly through the platform. You will be able to do A/B testing through the platform. I want to create something called Market Watcher or Sensor Tower related things. So we are in communication with Sensor Tower and other platforms that can provide assistance, or we can build our own custom comparative analysis test. And the last thing again is the interactive backlog that you can that you can use. Interactive backlog coming anything from the hybrid roadmap. That's again very crucial. But the main idea of the platform is that this thing, these phase one, phase two, phase three is not fixed. It might change if the industry changes. So we're not putting anything in black and white. If the industry wants something else, if something good comes out of hybrid roadmap and it has 3 or 4 features, we'll create an entire phase of its own. So as I said, if the solution is not clear, your next step should not be hardcore. It needs to be agile so that you keep on making things better. So that's the idea that I want to explore in the longer run. And yeah, that's basically the last slide. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna move to you guys now. I'll stop sharing. Do we have anything? Okay, so that's basically it for the main presentation. I would like to have any questions if you have any. Romans, yeah.
Yeah, Mohammed, thank you. I will double check the questions from the online. And just a second, because I cannot see it from here. Maybe people right now waiting for the break, so that's why they're not really active in the question section. Um, hmm. Yeah, we had no questions from the chat because there is some sort of stuff with Pine right now. So you shared your contact. I think people will be more
Yeah,
than happy to ask you in LinkedIn or in contact which
yeah.
you shared.
I will share you the presentation as well as my contact details, my email address, my LinkedIn, and we can have interactive session after as well on LinkedIn.
Thank you. That will be really